Hey everyone, welcome to the show, our first show of the season. With me, I have Corey, the GM of what are you, the Big Bad Wolf right now?
Robo
Robo Wolf, that's true, Robo Wolf. Welcome, buddy.
for having me. Excited to be here. Start the season off.
I am your commissioner and host, GM of Team Ramrod. You all know me, I don't need to introduce my name. We have some exciting
Mm,
stuff to go over today. But before we get started, I'd like to once again, officially congratulate our champion, Sauce, who defeated me in the finals. Well earned.
yeah.
Um,
Congrats, Nick.
and I would like to
Wish you
take
were here
another
to gloat.
moment to say that Plums is setting the standard of how to be a great loser in this league. He has big plans. He was telling us at the draft for this trophy. He's going to have so much fun with this while he has the Golden Cock. So he's setting the bar high, boys. I expect whoever wins it this year to continue the tradition.
I wish he put that much effort into his fantasy team.
Let's we're gonna start off, guys, with something we don't typically do, but we've been talking about doing something like this for a while. We're gonna review the draft. I'm going to hand it over to Corey. He's going to talk about the draft, about through each team. We'll give every team a little spotlight here, and we're going to talk about things that stand out to us that might be good or bad, either way. Take it away, Corey.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. One more thing before we start that. I want to thank everyone for paying their league fee before the draft started. I didn't have to really chase anyone, which is great. Week one, it starts tomorrow. We're on season eve tonight, and everyone is paid. So thank you all for that. Sorry, Corey, go ahead.
Oh, that deserves honorable mention. Doesn't happen too often, right? So you think by 11 years we haven't figured it out.
I
So glad we
appreciate it
do.
though.
Like glad we kind of do. So we'll go through one team at a time here. We got just going in order, not by any particular reason would I ever pick Mark to go first. So we'll go with Hero here. The keepers, Boldy, Celebrini, Thompson, Stellars, Wool. I don't think really any surprise there. I know. I think the Wool news came after his keepers were set though, which is kind of funny, just to be a pain. But with the first overall pick in the draft, he picked Brandon Hagel. I was a little surprised by that, but he also had a couple more six-round picks in Cooley and Jet Greaves, the goalie in Columbus. Seventh round, he picked up Protas from Washington. Eighth round, he had Stamkos. Ninth, Sanderson, Ellers, Chitrin. Then he went young gun Michael Miza to get the duo in San Jose. Picked up Seth Jones, Nikishin, Ekblad in the 12th, and same with Merlanen. Uh, so he obviously tanked last season for the most part and stockpiled some picks. Um, I was a little surprised by the Jet Greaves pick in the sixth round. I thought he had some other options that he could have moved forward with.
Yeah,
Um,
I think that was a great pick.
really, yeah. So it's all in perspective, right?
Yeah,
Um,
I feel he has really strong stats, and I feel he could steal that crease this year.
I'm not saying he can't in the potential of that. I just do you really want the Columbus goalie?
Columbus has been a team on the that have been
Yeah,
playing a lot better. So
yeah.
they were
Well,
in the
we'll see
playoff
how that
hunt
works
last
out.
year. So if if all their young guys take another step, I really like that great Greaves pick though. That was one of the ones I was going to talk up a bit myself. I
Yeah.
like that. It's a late first round. The goaltending pool was pretty thin.
The that was like the first goalie gone, I think. I don't think there was really any in the sixth picked otherwise.
Yeah, I think there
Um,
was no, maybe not. Uh,
but I
but
think he had the full board there. He could have picked Jari. We're just looking for some starts.
I wouldn't
Uh,
pick Jerry.
but with already two goalies in Toronto as keepers, it kind of might put him in a tough situation that way too, right?
But now he has the option. Let's say Greaves comes out, he can keep Greaves instead of Wool. Now that Stolarz is signed for another 4 years, I think that's a sign that they're going to go with him primarily for the next little bit.
Yeah, he has time at least to figure it out.
Yeah. I also like that he didn't go Stamkos first overall, Daltrey. He got him in the eighth, which is a good spot for Stamkos. I'm
Take a
not
little shot.
surprised with the Hagel pick. We talked a bit about it before, and Hagel is one of those names that I said that would be a good first overall compared to who was there. The guy he wanted to go first overall, I told him he'd get him in a later round. And what round did he get him in, buddy?
Who was it?
Misa.
Misa? Oh God, I already moved away from his team because his team's trash. He got him in the 10th,
In the 10th round. I told him he would get him later, and he was contemplating going in the first
first
overall.
overall. Yeah,
Um,
should have let him. Should have fucking let him.
if
I
someone
said,
asks me for my advice, I'm gonna give him my advice. And my advice
I know.
was don't waste your first overall on a guy who most people won't pick.
Yep,
So,
yep.
but those were the
Well,
picks that
you
really
were
stood
right on
out
that
to
one.
me.
All right.
I thought he
I,
did a good job with his draft, though, overall.
yeah, he had the pick, so he should have a decent team coming out of that
Yep.
for sure.
I hate complimenting you, Mark, but you did. I think you did a pretty good job with your draft overall. I don't know what it looks like on paper once they start performing, but I like a lot of the picks you made. Whether they live up to it, that's a whole different story.
Yep. All right, we're going to move over to the Shifley Tower, new name this year for Derek. Keepers that he had were Shifley, as you could probably assume, Raymond, Jarvis, Allmark, and Swayman. The Xbox duo now split up. So it's a really strong goalie base there. 6th round picks, he picked Clayton Keller and Alex Tuck. 7th round, he got Bouchard and McAvoy. 8th round, Holloway, McNabb. In the 9th, Lacombe, Romanov, Velarde. In the 10th, Pareko. 11th, he got 6K. And then 12th, Marcus Foligno and Castellic to get some grind.
What do you like about his draft, and what don't you like?
I like that he just trusts his goalie base and didn't waste an early pick on that. Um, I think he got some skill. He's going to definitely put up some solid numbers offensively. He did round it out with some good grit. And then he got 6K in the 11th round. And I think that was a really riskless pick, but it's a really unknown crease situation right now, right?
Yeah,
So to get a third goalie, I think you should be going for that.
I
Not too
really
much.
like the Clayton Keller pick. I'm big on Keller, obviously, but a lot of teams were actually interested in Keller. In fact, I know because Nick O'Brien wanted to pick him with the third overall pick.
Yeah, that's where you got him, right?
He got him with the second overall.
2nd overall.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
So
yeah, you're right. 82nd pick. Yep.
so Derek had the second overall pick, and he went after a guy who got 90 points last year. A lot of power play points. So there's a lot of value there. He's going to continue playing top power play line there. The other pick I really liked was Velarde. I think adding Velarde that late, Velarde had a great season last year. He's going to be playing the top PP with Scheifele. So he's going to stack those points right there. I really like those moves for Derek. Overall, I think he added like a balance of grit and finesse. So it'll be interesting to see how his team performs. But those are the few picks that stood out to me.
Yeah, he definitely went for some defensive grind when there was some bigger names out there point wise. So we'll see how the draft translates, right?
I will say that we talked about this that a lot of skill players dropped because a lot of GMs went grind first this year. So it made
Yeah.
it interesting in the later rounds that there were some good nuggets there.
Well, we'll get to that.
Yeah,
But for now, we got to talk about your farm team.
yeah, my farm team.
Shane's farm team,
Let's see what he
named
stocked up in the
from
system.
yeah, named from Nick Saucier picking his team. So that's why he's the farm team. If anyone was confused, so we'll go down with his keepers: Eichel, Marner, Bedard, Dunn, and Demko. I know he got a little bit of flack for Dunn as a keeper. Um, I kind of agree still. Anyways,
His
he
team was
went
bare.
yeah. Uh, so he did not draft until the 8th round though, where he did pick up the other Vancouver goalie and Lankinen to run the Vancouver duo. He also got Kyrou, Sorelli, and Wedgwood in the eighth round. Then he got in the 10th round Geeky, Toffoli, Kolasar in the 11th, Taves, Barbashev, Tanev, Rossi, Mikola, and Hannafin quite late in the draft there to round out his team. I do like that he did get Lankin to secure the Vancouver net to get the starts. You
especially with
never know with
Demko's help.
Demko. Yeah, exactly. The fact that he was able to get him, I think that was the right move.
Mhm.
Um, and then he did have a lot of later picks. I liked he got Barbashev in the 16th round. I think that's some good value for that late in the draft. That's one that stands out to me. There's nothing that really I see
I like
as a
I
bad
like
pick.
Rossi that late too.
Yeah, he put up a steady amount of points per game almost last year, right?
But those
Not
just centers will drop, right?
yeah, yeah, exactly.
There was some skill there for him. I like the Lankinen pick as well. I don't know how I feel about his draft overall. I felt he tried to go as balanced as he could with the picks he had, which is great. Um, but I don't know if this is his year again. So he might get back to back Caucasaurus here.
Yeah, he has a little bit of work to do, I'd say. I agree.
Yeah, hopefully for him, he prioritizes fixing his keeper base, so he doesn't keep done again next year, and just small steps to rebuild to get back into contention.
Yeah, like I think in the eighth round, he could have got some better players than Kyrou, Sorelli, and Wedgwood. You already used an eighth round pick to solidify your goalies there. I don't think you had to take a risk on Wedgie. And I just felt like there were some bigger names that could have been nabbed uh, there.
The thing is, he only has the Vancouver goalies without Wedgwood.
Yeah, but there's going to be other
There's
options.
gonna be there's gonna be stuff that
Yeah,
pops up.
yeah. I think you could have got a huge piece. I don't think Wedgwood's the end of season option,
No.
right? So you can get that in free agency.
Yeah.
And you use an eighth on it. That's how I see it. In the short term, you might have a couple of weeks of struggle trying to find that piece, let's say, right? But that's how I see it. Uh, all right, moving on.
We got
China number one. Give Travis some love here, I guess. We'll see.
didn't get any otherwise. Like,
There's a few asterisks on the picks here. We'll let you
oh,
call that one out. All righty. Gotta find his team here though. China number one. They're all glass. So his keeper base: Hudson, Slavkovsky, Michkov, Demidov, and Askarov. No surprises there. He traded anything else worth of any value. He did pick up in the sixth round Caulfield and Larkin, which I think both were traded already. And then in the seventh, he picked up Marchenko, Konechny, Elias Peterson, Freddie Anderson, Jeremy Lozon, Jacob Truba, Radko Gudas, which got traded, Sam Bennett, which got traded, Bischel in the 11th, and then Kent Johnson 13th, and then Patchell in the 18th. So I know he had a lot of plans for this draft. I don't like the Freddie Anderson pick. I really don't. Um, I just think it's a very unknown crease, and he's an unknown health option as well. When he plays phenomenal. Um, but I do think the
he will get
Konechny pick
hurt.
was
He will.
he will get hurt. Is that you said?
Yeah, he will.
Yeah, exactly.
But they lean heavily on him when he's healthy. So
Yeah, yeah, you're right. He'll get like 2 out of 3 definitely when he's healthy, right?
yeah.
Um, I really like the Marchenko pick. I'm surprised he slipped to the seventh just on his points alone. I'm really happy to see that you got him there. And I'm always a big fan of Konechny for what he brings to this league. And you got some real grit and some D men there. Truba is a great pick. A little sad you didn't pick Gudas. I think that would have been a nice fit to your team. Yeah, I think overall solid draft. I think a couple picks could have been better, but I don't think you really fucked up anything.
So to clarify, Gudis, Caulfield, and Larkin were
Larkin,
all part of trades, already made
pre.
before.
Okay, so they were the picked pick from that person. They
That's
said,
right.
"Hey, pick this person."
That's right.
Okay, gotcha.
So The details of those trades we'll go over later, but those were all predetermined. Like, hey, this is who you're picking for me, and they were moved out.
Yeah, sold for draft picks, I think, not even any
Exactly.
player of value. So it's not even
Exactly.
worth mentioning who we got back.
No, I do like the Marchenko pick. I like the Anderson pick. I'm not sure with the Pedersen pick. For where he got him, I'm all right with it because he could be a strong bounce back candidate. I don't know how much I trust Vancouver.
Yeah. Yeah, like in my comparison there is I got Besser in the 15th round or something. And I don't think they're very far off stats wise. So I agree that could have been a little bit later of a pick. Not that he has later, but
But where he got him, it's not a bad risk.
yeah,
Uh,
it's not terrible. Yeah,
I like obviously I love me some Truba, so I just you know what? He loses something like at the end of the year last year, he lost a little something for me because like Anaheim was just so bad. Hopefully Anaheim's better this year, and he
yeah.
doesn't lose as much plus minus. Not that the Rangers were doing good last year either.
No, but
He's still gonna grind the fuck out of everything. So you're gonna get your money your value out of him. So, but I like overall I like the feel of his team. I
I
don't
agree.
think he's ready to really compete, but he's gonna try and push for a playoff spot.
Yeah, I think yes, he needs to add a couple of pieces.
I don't think he's gonna be aggressive to add, because his game right now, I think, is to be patient with his keeper base and wait for them to evolve. They could take the step this year, who knows?
Yeah, I see. Yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah, and then Askarov in San Jose too.
Yeah. So worst
Yeah,
case, he has some assets he can move later on in the season to recoup for next year, and his keepers will be that much older and better, right? So
yeah.
I don't. I think he's in a good spot. He had a good. I think did a good job with his draft, and we all know I don't like to compliment Travis, so take that for what it is.
All right, we'll move over to Team Rocket. Um, Kyle, who couldn't be with us today, fortunately, would love to hear his opinion on his team. It's always nice to kind of get a GM's insight on why they're drafting, right? So we go through his keepers: William Nylander, Ryan Hart, Rasmus Dahlin, Adam Fantilli, and Jacob Markstrom. So only the one goalie. Seventh round, he got Ovi. He got Stuart Skinner in the eighth round, Harley in the 10th, Dubois in 11th, Nugent Hopkins in the 12th, uh, Buchnavis, Forsling, Goldman, Matheson, Nelson, Jake Allen for the New Jersey duo in the 16th, Gustis Bear, and Patty Kane. Um, I like that he got the New Jersey duo. Um, because Allen actually is a solid goalie and puts up good numbers too. And they're supposed to be a good team. I like
Especially
his
that
OV
late
pick
game.
where he got him too.
Hmm?
Um, I really like him getting Skinner as another goalie in the eighth round. I'm kind of surprised he fell that low. I know there's some question marks, but I think they're going to keep going with them. Dubois in the 11th and Nugent Hopkins in the 12th were both great picks. Um, and then he kind of rounded out his team with Patrick Kane in the 17th. Solid to have him, but pretty one dimensional. But you know what you're gonna get, right? Yeah, I thought he had a pretty good draft.
I just want to touch base on what you said about Skinner. I think they're going to run with Skinner, give him the chance, but I don't think they're going to give him a long leash. I think after the last couple of seasons with the subpar stats, I think he could lose the crease unless he plays well enough to keep it. So I think that's what kept a lot of people away. But when you don't have that many options, like I said, that pool was not deep for goaltending.
No,
So he's a starter right now. Then grab him where you got him. That's a fine pick because if it works out, then you look like a genius. And if it doesn't work out, then all you wasted was an eighth rounder.
yeah, you're gonna get starts
I do
on a good
like the
team.
Ovi pick as well, because I don't think Ovi's going to slow down too much. I don't think he'll put
Not
up
this year.
44, but I think he'll put up about 35, which is pretty fucking good for his age.
Seven empty netters. Who cares?
And he's gonna hit a lot, so you get a lot of value out of Ovi.
Yep, I agree.
I like the
And for the
Nuge
most part,
pick.
games played.
I like the Nuge pick as well for where we got him. Um, I don't know. Again, though, it's another team that historically hasn't been great. So I'm curious to see how he does. Reinhardt might take a hit with Barkov being out, so that might slow his star player down a little bit this season. We'll see what happens.
Yeah. Move on. Next up, we got Sean from the Polar Bears.
I told him he had a missed opportunity to be the Pollard Bears, but
Now, just it wouldn't be his idea, so he can't do it. All right, we just
right
go
there.
over his keepers. We got Quinn Hughes, JT Miller, Stankoven, Logan Thompson, and Charlie Lindgren, the Washington duo. Uh, Sixth round pick, Rickard Raquel from the Pittsburgh Penguins.
So
Uh,
before we criticize that pick,
I know.
he auto drafted that.
Yeah, I know.
He was so bad.
Yeah.
We were
And
having a good laugh out of the whole night.
oh yeah, 100%. Uh, seventh round, you got Lehkonen and Joel Hoffer. Eighth, you got Morrissey and Ryan Donato. Ninth, Mathieu Olivier from Columbus. Adam Fox, Dylan Strome, Jake DeBrus, Heiskanen. On the 10th round, Stone, Sealer, and Granlund. Um, Absolutely hate the Raquel pick. Can't, I have to say it. Um, I think he could have done better with his other picks in the seventh and eighth. There's not a whole lot I like. I like his later draft picks a bit more. Adam Fox in the ninth, I thought that was a good pick. Heiskanen in the ninth also. Uh, you don't
Like
know what you're going to
Stone.
get out of Stone, but I don't mind that pick in the 10th. And same with Granlund, the multi positional in the 10th. I do like that pick. I think he could have did a little better with the seven and eights, but I don't think it was a bad draft.
I think what he takes a lot of flack for, people were criticizing that he kept Lindgren as well as Thompson. So he kept the Washington duo. Um,
Who
but
did
I
he
don't know.
put in the pool because of that?
I don't know what else there was in there though. But
Vince Dunn?
Vince Dunn, he's no Vince Dunn. I like the Stankoven keep. He played amazing for Carolina in the playoffs.
It actually, yeah.
Uh, so he's gonna start. I think he's gonna get a big opportunity in Carolina. He's gonna really break out this year. I know he got a lot of flack when he made that trade last year, but this was his intention was to keep him, right? Um, Overall, I'm not crazy about his draft itself. I think like you, I think he didn't maximize his picks. He got some good offense. I'm not sure how his team balances out if it does. I don't know if that was his strategy. I don't know what the end game is here for him. I think really he's just trying to kind of rebuild properly, right? So hopefully that works out for him. Although I'd love to see his name on the Caucasaurus this year.
All right. Move on next to the Utah Sachi, just Casey. Um,
Who was at the draft, by the way?
nice. Look at
Casey was
see.
present.
There we go. So the keeper base, Braden Point, Jack Hughes, Jesper Bratt, Martin Neckis, UC Saros. Um, and then sixth round picks, he got Timo Meyer and Kochkov. Then he didn't pick till the 11th. Uh, got Hurdle. 12th, he got Gould, Montour in the 13th, Luke Hughes, Josh Norris, Slavin, Braden Schneider, uh, Leshchinov, Kolvanen, Hartman, and Benoit. A lot of hard names to say there. Um, I do like his Kochkov pick and Meyer. I think he needs the potential for another young goalie who, or not another Caceres is not young, but a goalie who can stick with for a while. I do like Timo Meyer. He puts up some solid numbers. People couldn't move him last year though. Um, like
He's having an off year.
he kind of goes up and down in value. So he has the potential to be definitely worth that pick though. I really like getting Montour in the 13th. I thought that was a really good pick. Norris put up solid points per game last year, two in the 14th. Uh, And then Tolvanen in the 17th for what he brings, multi-dimensional left wing, right wing. I thought was a good pick for where you got him.
I
Uh,
uh I know like when he picked Norris, everyone was saying, oh, that was a good pick.
yeah,
Everyone everyone that was there was like that was a good pick, especially where you got him, right? So I think he's gonna get a chance to shine, probably playing with Tage.
yep,
Um
I agree.
I like the Kachetkov pick. I don't know if they trust him. But I've been saying that for a while because they keep re-signing Freddie. So like you're not handing over the reins to him yet. So
Yep,
I feel they see something that maybe they don't like, that he's not ready yet. Maybe he takes the jump this year. He's still young enough, right? He could come into his own. Um, what I don't like about his team, he has four New Jersey Devils now. Um, so maybe move one of those guys out. You're putting a law into the Jersey basket here.
yeah, that's true. Three of them arguably big pieces to move, right? Two keepers and Meyer,
Yeah.
and
But
then
one should be you should be able to move one of them and maybe get other pieces. I thought overall though his draft was good. I don't like the four players from New Jersey.
yeah, and that's an easy fix, right? For the
Yeah.
most part, get Hughes out of there. Um, they are very multi-positional, all three of them up front that he wouldn't probably want to move. So that's a good thing at least.
Just before we continue, I'll let you know that we're at about 9 minutes left in this part.
Okay, probably get a couple more teams done here.
Yeah.
More trash teams. Nothing good to say. Skim right over it.
I
Oh, I
like that
like
it's going in
Neil.
order of the draft though.
Like in for like the cement. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Makes it easier to follow, right?
Yeah.
It just the screen doesn't really show the rounds. That's the only thing.
Yeah. But it's showing like the actual draft order 1 through 16.
Yeah, exactly. Or 18. Yeah. So the keepers here: Kaprizov, new one there, Pasternak, Panarin, Sebastian Aho from Carolina, if you're wondering, and Sorokin in nets. Sixth round pick, he only had one. Dylan Genther. Then in the eighth round, he picked up Eriksson Ek and Zibanejad with Cutter Cotier. The ninth, he got Evander Kane. 10th round, Luke Shen, Dorofeev, Noah Dobson, Jake Neighbors. The 11th, he got Larson, Marco Casper, Corpusalo, backup goalie in Boston right now, and then Matt Barzell. Um, I'll let you give your comment about the Utah guy in the sixth round. I really like the Eck and Zibanejad pick in the eighth. I think they're solid players to round out your team. Evander Kane, I was a little surprised to see him go that early, just as an unknown. But I don't think the ninth is a bad spot to get him. It's
He'll
still,
add some
I
grind.
think it's fair value. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. I really liked when I was pissed you got Dobson, to be honest, because I was looking at him. But in the 10th round, I thought that um, I think he can really break out there this year. So to get him there, I don't think it's a risk. I thought it was a great pick. Larson, so I think you did a good job getting some really good grind out of your
Luke
players
Shen's a good
there. Yeah,
grinder.
exactly. Very well rounded team. Casper in Detroit, have my other league, really well rounded player as well. And I think he has some room to grow too.
Dorofeev
Jake,
is one of the guys that people were pretty mad that he grabbed because a lot of them had their eye on him.
oh, yeah.
That they were shocked that he was still there because he had a pretty good year last year, quietly good.
Yeah.
I feel Cutter Gauthier is a great pick because he's a really big candidate to break out this year, especially that young Anaheim team. So he's gonna get more playing time with Zegras that was shipped out. So I like that, and of course I like Gunther. When we were talking, I was telling you I would have picked him at number one.
Yep.
He's potentially a 40 goal scorer this year. If he was healthy last year the whole way, he would hit about 35, which is what I said between 30 and 40 last year.
Yeah. He only had like 30, I think, 30 games, right? Like it was pretty low.
No, that was in his rookie year. Last year he played about 72 games
Oh, okay.
and he
Never
sat
had. Yeah.
about 30 goals.
Oh,
So
okay. Yeah. So similar pace to the small portion the other season too. Then.
yeah, I know this kid. This all he does is score. He is playing top line and top power play. I was shocked to see, in a way, that Keller is not on the top line this year.
Hmm.
They projected him to play on line two, but with his familiar line mates, Barrett, Hayden, and Schmaltz,
Yep.
they threw Paterka on the top line with Cooley and Gunther.
Yeah,
A lot of
it's a
potential
lot of
there.
youth there. Yeah, a
A
lot
lot
of
of
youth.
youth. So they're
That'd be
gonna
fun
they're
to
gonna let the
watch.
kids run. I think it's a great pick. I know for a fact he won't trade him. Um, and of course he knows I like him, so he messaged me right after we made the pick. Do you like that Gunther pick? You know I do, buddy. You know I do. I was working the phones all day to try and get someone to draft him for me, and I would trade for him, but
No,
didn't work out. But
yeah,
I'll
I didn't
improve
have a
what he
pick
did
that low.
overall. I think he's gonna try and compete this year. I'm not sure about his goaltending, and I don't know if he fixed his lineup yet, but he needs to pick up a D-man. He only has three
He
D-men.
can't yet because waivers is closed,
That's
right? So
true.
unless he
I
made a
hope he made
trade,
a waiver claim on a D-man. Um, because
or
you gotta
he has till 7 p.m. tomorrow.
yeah, you have to have a legal lineup, buddy. And I'll know because I'm your opponent. Do we have time to talk about Daltrey? Yeah, we got 4 minutes. Let's talk about Daltrey.
All right, let's talk about Daltry. Got his keeper base in Nathan McKinnon, Stutzel, Gustafson, Jordan Bennington, and Joey Decord. So 3 goalies there, surprising a few of us. His 6th round pick, John Tavares. Uh, then he didn't pick again till the 11th, where he kind of had all the picks lined up. So I'll just kind of run through it. Zadorov, Matt Duchene, Mario Ferrero, Rasmus Anderson, Anze Kopitar, Nick Schmaltz, Travis Sanham, Mason McTavish, Nick Foligno, Podkolzin, Hathaway, and Snuggerud. Jimmy Snuggerud in the 16th round. Um, I always liked Tavares, but I think he could have got a bigger name in the 6th round. Some of the picks I do like, though, at Rasmus Anderson in the 14th, I thought was pretty good. Ferrero in the 13th, also not a bad pick there. And Mason McTavish, interesting pick in the 15th. I think there's a lot of upside there and potential. So be nice to see how he opens up the year.
Potential
But there's
breakout.
not a lot that I really love. But I mean, he went from the 6th and then straight to the 11th. So
Um, I'm not big on the Tavares pick. I don't know what to expect from Tavares this year. I think he'll do all right, but he lost his line mate, so I think that'll impact him a bit. I love Duchesne. I think Duchesne's great. Great top six role in Dallas, who scores a lot of goals. So I like that pick. I know Zadorov is one of those guys that a couple people were upset that he picked too because they had them. He was on their radar.
so much grit.
A lot of grit, right? And I do like Snuggerud. He is a Calder finalist potential this year. That's what they're saying. So a lot of uh, calculated risk in his choices. So I don't know. Half of these guys will be on his team in a couple of weeks because he always trades everything. But we'll see where he stands. He did take a risk with keeping 3 goalies. Um, so that's part
Yeah.
of the reason why the pool is bare. We'll see if it works out for him. But he could always move one should he decide that he wants to and take advantage of someone who desperately needs one. With that said, um, let's take a break to go to part two because we have about a minute and 30 before we get kicked out. So,
All right.
all right, boys, tune in for part two.